Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Hou Fangyu. I was a celebrity long before the word existed. My grandfather was a grand secretary, my father a high-ranking official. I am the product of 300 years of refined selection, what your world would call the ultimate succession story. I was a leader of the Fouché. In your modern tongue, I was a blend of an Ivy League student union president, a viral influencer of moral philosophy, and a top-tier political lobbyist. We were the Restoration Society. We truly believed we were the only ones fit to reboot the empire. But look at me now. Do you see the tragedy in my eyes? It is the look of a man who realized too late that he was a masterpiece painted on a sinking ship. We spent our lives polishing our cultural capital, thinking it was a hard currency. We believed the world would pay us a tax simply because we were the best and the brightest. Does this sound like you? You, with your $200,000 debt for a degree in global ethics or comparative narrative. You were told your intellect was a shield. I am here to tell you, it is a target. Why are you so miserable? Why is your generation the most educated in history, yet the most powerless? I will tell you why. It is the intellectual trap. In my world, the only ticket into the elite was the eight-legged essay. It was a brutal, rigid grid of logic. It didn't test if you could govern a province or solve a famine. It tested if you could follow the most complex rules ever devised. It was a loyalty test disguised as an intelligence test. Today, your eight-legged essay is called institutional compliance. You spend years learning how to navigate HR bureaucracies, how to use the correct corporate vocabulary, and how to write 50-page reports that say absolutely nothing. You are becoming high-level experts in fields that have zero physical impact on the real world. You aren't learning how to lead, you are learning how to be a high-end NPC. We both fell for the same lie, that the system rewards the smartest student. No, the system rewards the person who can endure the most boredom without questioning the script. We lived in an echo chamber called the Academy. We spent our days deconstructing the corruption of rivals and analyzing the purity of our own souls. Because we couldn't compete in a functional hierarchy, we created a moral one. When we couldn't fix the economy, we protested. When we couldn't win a war, we cancelled the generals. We thought that if we reached a moral consensus in our tea houses, the reality outside would magically align with our vision. I see the same ghosts in your digital streets. You spend your energy on symbolic victories. You change names, you pull down statues, you perfect your pronouns. You are obsessed with the metadata of justice, while the kernel of your civilization, the power grids, the supply chains, the heavy manufacturing, is rotting away. You've traded competence for cosmetic virtue, and the bill is coming due. The math of our downfall was simple, yet we were too intellectual to see it. We were simply too many. An empire only needs a few thousand administrators, but there were hundreds of thousands of us, all highly educated, all ambitious, all feeling entitled to a life of the upper class. When the system couldn't provide enough elite slots, we turned on the system itself. We became a domestic virus. In your world, you are mass-producing 10 million managers and analysts for a world that needs builders and troubleshooters. You have a surplus of people who feel they are too good for manual labor, but aren't good enough to actually run the world. This is elite overproduction. When 1 million people fight for 1,000 seats, they don't innovate, they destroy. They start a civil war of ideas just to clear the competition. You aren't suffering from a lack of education. You are suffering from a surplus of ambition with no exit strategy. I remember the day the real world arrived. It didn't arrive with a poem. It arrived with a scream. The Manchu cavalry didn't care about our nuanced arguments. They didn't care that we were the brightest minds of the century. To them, we were just inefficient nodes consuming too much energy. They completed the deletion with a sword. Your liquidation will be different. It will be an AI that writes your reports better than you ever could. It will be an energy crisis that makes your philosophy irrelevant. It will be the sudden realization that while you were deconstructing your culture, others were busy constructing their empires. My name is Hou Fangyu. I was the smartest man in a room that no longer exists. My degree, my pedigree, my moral purity, it all became corrupted data the moment the power went out. Put down your screens. Stop polishing your elite image. Go find the hard code of the world, because when the system crashes, the commentary layer is always the first plugin to be uninstalled. If you don't want to be the first node deleted by the system, like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share this audit with those still trapped in the illusion. We have very little time to recode before the final liquidation begins. Welcome to the end of the twilight. You think I'm here to tell you a ghost story? No. I am here to tell you the only rule that survived the fire. The system you live in, this complex, fragile web of narratives and digital promises, is nothing but a high-level application. It runs on a kernel called reality. And reality is indifferent to your degrees, your followers, or your moral standing. Reality only understands 3 things: energy, production, and force. My generation forgot the kernel. We thought the application, the poems, the parties, the prestige was the world itself. We mistook the UI for the OS. When the crash came, we had no backup. We were high-value metadata with 0 hardware support. Don't let your education be the coffin of your survival. If you are sitting on a pile of debt and a degree that only allows you to commentate on the work of others, you are currently in the trash bin of history's next cleanup. Stop seeking validation from a dying system. Start seeking utility in the real world. Learn a language that moves matter, not just emotions. Build a firewall of competence around your soul, because when the final liquidation begins, and it has already started, the only nodes that will be restored are the ones that can function when the metaphors are gone. I was the smartest man in a room that vanished. Don't be the most educated man in a civilization that is about to be overwritten. The audit is over. The reality check is yours to run. Like, subscribe, share, before the data is corrupted forever.